What if you could purchase any single star in the observable universe? This question comes from our viewer Alex, who asked, if a new intergalactic real estate market opened up and you could purchase any single star in the observable universe, which one would you choose and why? It sounds like a fun thought experiment, but to even start answering it, we need to address two fundamental problems: legality and physics. First, the legality. Who exactly is selling the stars? While some groups claim to sell land on the moon or name stars for a fee, these are purely symbolic gestures with no legal standing. Space law, specifically the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, essentially states that no nation can claim sovereignty over any celestial body. However, since the question posits a hypothetical scenario where this is possible, let's assume there is a universal, legitimate entity, let's call them the Galactic Land Office, that has established a legal framework for stellar ownership. Now for the physics. What exactly are you buying? A star is not a solid object with fixed borders. It's a vast, rotating plasma furnace held together by gravity. So, are you buying the star's core, its photosphere, its coronal halo, or the entire gravitational domain it influences? For the sake of the purchase, we'll assume you are buying the star itself, its entire mass and energy output. So, with the legal and physical obstacles arbitrarily cleared, which star do you pick? Most people's first instinct would be to pick the biggest, brightest, or closest star. Let's look at those options. The closest star, Proxima Centauri, is a red dwarf, small and dim. While close, it's not exactly a trophy star, and it certainly won't impact life on Earth. A star like Rigel or Betelgeuse might seem more impressive. Betelgeuse is a massive red supergiant, so large that if placed at the center of our solar system, it would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, and possibly Mars. Owning it would certainly be a statement. However, Betelgeuse is old and unstable, already heading toward a spectacular but finite supernova. It would be an incredibly short-term investment, lasting maybe only a few thousand years before it explodes and the ownership title becomes, well, slightly complicated by the sudden dispersal of mass. Size isn't everything. Stability is key. Then there is the brightness factor. The brightest known star in the universe is likely R136A1, a hypergiant located in the Large Magellanic Cloud. It's so massive and bright that it challenges our current understanding of stellar formation. It radiates more energy in 5 seconds than our sun does in an entire year. Owning R136A1 would be like holding the deed to the most powerful beacon in the universe, an eternal flame that dwarfs everything else. It would be a status symbol, visible in theory from an unimaginable distance. The drawback? It's over 160,000 light-years away. And like Betelgeuse, it's living fast and is already losing mass at a tremendous rate. Its lifespan is measured in millions of years, not billions. A star that bright, that far away, offers nothing of practical value to Earth or humanity, only bragging rights. To make a truly strategic purchase, we need to think beyond size and immediate luminosity. We need a star that offers longevity and practicality. This rules out all O and B-type blue-white giants, which burn too fast and die too young. We also rule out the smallest, dimmest stars, the red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri, because their energy output is minuscule. The most efficient, longest-lasting, and stable star type is a G-type main sequence star, just like our own sun. These stars burn hydrogen fuel at a sustainable rate, living for around 10 billion years. They're the ideal middle-age real estate. But why buy a different G-type star when we already have the sun? Because of two words: resource control. If you are the sole owner of a star, you own its entire energy output, and crucially, any objects in its gravitational field. The best strategic purchase would be a stable G-type star located close enough to Earth to be marginally useful, but far enough away that its ownership doesn't immediately cause an intergalactic incident with the current inhabitants of the solar system. The star we choose is Tau Ceti. Tau Ceti is approximately 12 light-years away and is a G8 V-type star, making it slightly smaller and less massive than the Sun, but far more stable than the giants. It is known to host at least 4 planets, one of which, Tau Ceti e, is considered a super-Earth within the habitable zone. Owning Tau Ceti immediately gives you control over a stable power source and an entire, albeit distant, planetary system. Furthermore, its relatively low metallicity suggests it may have a different composition of heavy elements compared to our own Sun, offering a unique resource pool. Your deed would include a stable, long-lived energy supply, a new gravitational territory, and a potential future colony site, all wrapped up in a star that won't explode for billions of years. It's the ultimate portfolio diversification. The greatest advantage of owning Tau Ceti, however, would be the sheer knowledge that you, and you alone, have the deed to an entirely separate, self-sustaining solar system. That level of control over a future resource and a potential haven without the immediate headache of managing a planet like ours is the smartest move in the entire observable universe. Even if the Galactic Land Office only gives you the star itself, you still control the center of an entire new world.